Williams broadcast with me, Williams. Welcome, all of you. Where are you watching us from? Williams broadcast is reaching you from here in Hampton, Virginia, United States of America. Na kutangira nkuramusiza karibu ndugu msikilizaji. We rafiki yangu ndabapenda sana. We come to give opinion and remarks regarding the list for the mayorship flag bearers and the councilors of the National Unity Platform. The list came out yesterday and people are crying already. Crocodile tears and lamentations are going on. We're getting feedback and reverb, call it delay, repercussions or reactions from those who lost, who never got a nod from the team, the committee that voted, who wanted to be mayors, be councillors on behalf of the National Unity Platform, or holding flags on behalf of the National Unity Platform. I am Williams tuze tuwenda oza zaffe tusinzidde wano muzamugula entebe okusobola okubako bye tukutuusako wona osinzira okugoberera nze Williams edeno ye Williams broadcast. Of course mujja kayana nnyo ku kya English. Definitely will do at least the least we can do, or the highest we can go is giving you 50% English and 50% Luganda. Why? I understand we reach out to you people, especially who hear and listen, or listen and hear Luganda. But again, the dynamics of communication or mass communication are changing. Things are evolving. So, ulaba mubera ku TV ne baba oluzungu pyo ne mululiza so kwade muno muyino tugumira olw'ensonga nti tuyina abantu bangi nnyo wadde nga bannayuganda okubatuukako mbirigo. Twasazeewo nti oluzungu 100% tujja dukolere ku Williams podcast era nammwe olw'okubawuliriza wano tusalawo kale mwe katubawe kasavu kanyama. Wona wasinzira okugoberera nze Williams. Emiranga n'ebiwoobe bibuutikidde social media olwa National Unity Platform okufulumya list yaabwe. And the list came out when we were thirsty for news from a National Unity Platform. You know, normally when good stories, or whichever way stories you call them, good or bad, from the National Unity Platform, we're like, oh, let's someone have some news. The NRM had covered all the news spaces with their controversy, havoc, or challenges, bickery, head-ons, loggerheads regarding their neke, seke, lege, peke. They finalized the process. However, several people are coming out to go against the results of the elections that they had during the delegates conference. Now, the National Platform drops, boom. Remember the other week, or last week actually, they opened up their Eastern Region official office, the headquarters there, and Nambeshe leads the headquarters. That was a big story, especially when they coordinated the NRM security operatives and they went ahead and opened up an office, and people were like, when did this structure, when did these people put up this structure with branding? And we did not know. And let me give you some information regarding intelligence. They might have had several meetings of Wakafubo asking questions of how did those people put up such a structure with the branding wordings of National Unity Platform Eastern Region Office. Mwabadewa. Tuba tukyali awo. National Unity Platform jukira bali batusuubiza nti bagenda kukola process eyapa flag bearers first week of September yabadde tanagwayo ne basuulawo list mayorship and councillors, and the crying is the tears are dropping off people's faces. And definitely for me as a person, a channel person who does opinions, who does commentary, who does a little bit of analysis, I am like, it is a good story to talk about. How are you people watching us from wherever you're watching us from? Kolebera Rika, how are you? How are you, my friend and brother from California? Charles Musoke has a book behind the English. You can just go online, especially on Amazon, type in behind the English, and the book will come up. Read that book. It has good information for you people, especially if you feel Africa needs to wake up and work towards their development and progress. Munaye tuba tuli awo, as we were still there, a list of the national unity platform came out. Normally I'll come here to congratulate and appreciate strategies and tactics, creativity exhibited by the national platform. Remember, these people have just come into play, are just getting into activities of serious politics. Remember in 2017 is when Robert Chagulanyi Sentamu, the principal, His Excellence, came and stood as the MOP during the by-election of Chadondo East. Became an MOP, went into activism, advocacy for human rights, and freedom of speech, freedom of expression. Later on, after the Arua incidents or events, what transpired there, he stood as president in 2021 general elections. People, you people don't have center number, so you cannot stand as president. Then they went, had a memorandum of understanding. They agreed for the NURP to become the NUP. Remember the umbrellas getting up, people holding them, and they had gotten a center number. I was telling Mimi that at all about the national resistance movement, there would be benchmark or elder in this process or practice of political partism. If they are still facing issues, challenges, how about the national platform? So that's where I come from whenever I come to congratulate and appreciate them when they register a milestone. And on this one, the way they unveiled their list, I appreciated them and commend. Why? Remember the national platform, still under the regime of Jaji Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Everything they do definitely will have issues, especially to do with the security operatives. They will have some stumbling blocks and challenges regarding their activities, their events. They will have questionings of the security operatives. They will come out here and there questioning their assemblies. So also, when we talk about those people who had stood, who were looking for a responsibility regarding serving as councilors or mayors, definitely the pressure was already high, just like it is now for the mayors, for the MPs who are still waiting for their fate to take place. I don't feel fine for them, for the national platform, inviting all the candidates who are waiting for their announcement. You wanted abantu abakola kusinga ne bagoli once. Nga tosobola chimirira nga tosobola gamba nti bonna babayitaawo. Ekyokubiri ekya security nkikutegeereza ekirala abantu bano bayita bateeka ku pressure ng'omaze omuyita obulungi tomugamba toyise tofunye card. And remember, people are making these service things in politics a do or die. Omuntu agamba bwe mubate munonze nze ngenda kwetta. And you're like, why? Lwaki oyagala okututama? So for me, I appreciate the national platform, especially when it comes to how they unveiled, how they approached that issue of the listings. And when I saw it, I was like, these people are wise. Normally, I talk about the core team and the 360 human resources, the national unity platform. Definitely the core people I am talking about, those ones I am able to see, the 360 and like the laid back team that is working, brainstorming day and night to see that things happen at the national unity platform. And definitely, as I heard the lady, was a part of the vetting committee, was like people used to spend sleepless nights to make sure that this list came out fit and fine. And even when they had sleepless nights, people are still crying up to today. So the core team I'm talking about is that of Joe Senyonyi, Waisom Fumbiro, Katana, David Lewis Lubongoya, and Robert, His Excellency Chagulanyi Sentamu. These guys are trying their level best to do the best, at least for the national platform and Uganda at large. So if they were good, it was a good action or right step taken to the right direction when they came out and boom, nebatuwa ekintu mu ngeri eyo ereka buli muntu gyali ewuwe. List bwe yazze, definitely abantu babadde balina interests. Abantu babadde balina interests. For example, councilors like Bobi Giant and there was Sauda Madada, and for mayorship, Kawempe, there was Latif Sebagala. Remember, you who is watching William's broadcast, normally as a human resource administrator or manager, there are people you'll put, or if you're a coach, you hear them cry out, complaining, airing out their voices of lwaki onteeka akatebe mu kiseera kino wensinga okwagalira okushayininga nga kochi kyabala kirala nnyo. Kochi tajja kubulira lwaki nkutadde katebe. Kochi waliwo omusambi gwasobola obutasoosaayo lwaki. For example, a striker n'ogamba kamuleke kubanga bemuteekayo bagenda mwezingirirako n'omupiira gumuleme n'ebirala bingi nnyo. Ate ku mulundi omupiira ogwasembayo yabadde ne injuries. Kakati kansooke muleke wano anajja later on. Kamuleke wano bagende babuzaabuzibwe nga gwe badde basuubira nti agenda oba striking ennyo tebamulaba. Ono kamuleke wano olwa ABCD. And definitely if you're a human resource manager, definitely there are people you hide intentionally. I feel believing the fact that some people who were not given opportunity to serve at this time, those are some of the reasons. People like Bobi Giant, I don't think they have any grudge, them, the National Platform, against the Bobi Giant. I don't think there is much questions about his service or loyalty regarding his service or, yes, service at the National Platform. But again, if you had 5 National Unity Platform candidates, yes, they are good, but definitely, even when you love your 5 fingers, definitely there are those fingers that are taller than the rest, not making the shortest list. This is the tallest, but does not necessarily mean that this is a list. Sometimes when you're taking action, you might do like njagala kusokore nyindo and you use this one. Not making this one list because it also has good responsibility when it comes to kunyigen sekere. Sometimes you might need to scratch an itching or something itching you in the ear and you're like yenda okweta kura, use this one. Sometimes yenda okutunga akananka akari ameza, you might find yourself using this finger ati shimbwenu kampereze. So each one of the fingers has a responsibility depending when you need them to help you to come to your rescue. So definitely, let us try as much as possible to shape ourselves into understanding that politics, even when service of politics is politics, it involves strategic leadership and management, and it has to do also with human resource management. I appreciate those guys especially. It is easier to always throw criticism at them, but even when one of you, even if it were you who is watching me, given that responsibility to vet those people, you could still find issues to satisfy anyone. And actually, with psychology of society, you cannot and you'll never satisfy or be appreciated by anyone and everyone. And if you, as a leader, find yourself in a situation where everyone is like, Goriko, you're good, you're fine, you're doing the right thing, then you question yourself. I emphasize leadership and management plus human resource because I know as a political leader or person having a responsibility to guide the nation or a political party, you play around those leadership, management, human resource. And to me, people like Bobi Giant, I don't believe and I cannot say that they have any grudge. And I cannot say that it is because it's not worth, not that Bobi Giant and the rest who are not given a responsibility to serve as councilors and mayors, that they don't have responsibilities, that they are not worth. No, probably at the particular time when they vetted them, they had reasons. One of them that they never matched competence regarding the people who took the flag. Also tactfully, the team at the National Platform Kavuli so it's important. For example, me as a radio programmer, I might choose to get a presenter from a prime time in the evening, a presenter who have been receiving good calls, phone calls, good feedback. But for me, if I have a weak or a weaker morning show host, and I believe this one in the evening can do better in the morning, and the one in the morning can do averagely in the evening, I would switch them. Normally, we get backlash, where we get bad reaction or response from those presenters. Will be like, for me, I cannot wake up early morning. For me, they are switching me because they don't want, until when their shows where you put them work better. I remember at Radio Sapiencia, Romama Richard was doing a morning show that is 6 to 10, and he had much information to an extent that could not exhaust all the information, education to give to the people he had. He used to make a lot of research, and in the show there were 3 people. Disani Kasasa, there was Anamaria Natavi, there was himself, there was another person, there was news, there was Yenka with the sports. So it was a clutter. What I did was to cut short the morning show, made it do 6 to 9, and got Lubwama out of the clutter, put him independent, made him independent, ran from 9 to midday. And you remember those days when I was still at Radio Sapiens, I remember that program of H. Tanga's, the binoculars. So Lubwama at first was like, no, the corridor talks were like, and later on it changed. The program worked. The program attracted listenership, advertisement, etc. And that's when Rwama realized that I was the right person. And it is then that even the people I had left in the morning show realized that Nalimba Kubi Omugo, but also made them stretch their muscles beyond elasticity to make themselves better than even when Rwama was with them. So that is human resource. There are people like Bobi, Giant Bobi. They might think that this one will be better when we remain with him in administration at the headquarters. And they won't tell you. There are people that they will say, I know this content is hard. It is more of education. But bear with me. There are people that the head administration and management and leadership at Kavule will be like, Bobi, Giant wa Bobi. We cannot lose him here for public service. We still need him here, especially when the Mutwes and others are in jail. Let us try to let him be here. Also, another reason might be, or might have been, that let him get more farm. There are people you feel they are good strikers in football, but they are not ready to tackle, to get head on with strong defense boards. There are people who will put a bus, and the defense board is hard for your person who is still under training or molding to put them to go. So you people who are like, to me, I congratulate and commend their work at least. I understand definitely. There are times when they will be faced with challenges, and I cannot say, and I will never say that they don't make mistakes or error. They will have errors, they will have mistakes, just like all of us make mistakes or errors, but there are sometimes you're like, yes, it's a good one. People like Madada, let me give my opinion. Definitely, there is a lot of conflict of interest, but even when she wasn't able to go through hold a card for the National Unity Platform, let her drop some steps back in how she uses social media, especially if she wants to be a leader, on a level of a leader, than a person who will make uncoordinated verbal statements on social media. Because the vetting process is still on, and you're in a public domain triggering social wars for other candidates also on another level of MP, that is Shami Malende and Zahara Ruyirika, with a demontaro zabo, which are under vetting. And definitely, I understand there is a list and a list of where they outline what they consider. A leader who wants to be councillor, still under vetting, aliku social media yomba. My opinion is, I don't know whether it was one of the reasons. I'm not sure. I don't belong to the leadership and management, and to make it more understandable to you, I'm not even a part, and I've never heard from the committee that vetted or carried out a vetting process. But it might not be under the listings that determined their action of not giving her a flag. But my opinion is that it was wise for them not to give her a nod. Why? She still needs to go through shape. She has to be shaped on how she uses her mouth, on how she communicates online, especially when she finds challenges, issues to do with her leadership and management. For example, the statements so far she has made just exonerate the vetting committee. The statements so far made by Sauda Madada are just an exoneration, are just making it factual, are just making it more clearer for us, the listeners and viewers, that, oh, Baba Debatufu Nebatamuwa card. Because the business of lamenting, producing crocodile tears, trying to intimidate people. Let me tell you guys, if you really feel you want to remove Judge Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, I know Judge Museveni has his issues, but if you want and you feel you determined to remove Judge Museveni, that's things you're supposed to work against. And people are like, and it does not necessarily make you that you fit to be a leader. Nor does it deny you a right to stand. It does not necessarily make you fit to be a leader, nor does it make it you not to be fit to be a leader. It has to be in between. But intimidation should stop. Mpulidde ebigambo abantu byebogera naye nga maze okuba background yeri Agobeda Williams broadcast ensonga ziba nnyingi. Abantu nga Sauda Madada kati olwali Kyagulanyi ne ttiimu bagamba oyo nno tukyayetaaga omutereeza, tukyetaagira ddala omuyamba oyo. Social media eyo simanye abantu bwe bafuna excitement and confidence of that when they come on social media and put statements that it makes them bigger than institutions. I've always told people, especially on radio, that you as a radio presenter online, on air, yes, I understand, you're the human resource there, you're a big person, but there is more to do with execution beyond you as a human being. I understand you as a human being, you play a vital role. But without an exciter is connected always to the transmitter. Then there is a lot of work that is done from the exciter transmission, and the cabling is done to the online on-air studio, where you find the equalizing, the sound processor, the mixing console, then to the microphones, to the loudspeakers, etc. And when you talk, you as a presenter on air, it is always because of the works of the engineers actioning, putting the machines to action for you to go out there to Nasoro akuwulire ekyazanga. It is because of the engineers with knowledge of how to use these equipment and machines Byonna, 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 byonna. So I used to tell presenters that you can never be bigger than an exciter. You can never be bigger than a transmitter. You can never be bigger than the brand itself. You can never be big. Yes, we know you're a good person, and without you probably we might be playing just music, but also bear in mind that you're not bigger than CBS, Kabozi, BT, Dembe, Radio Sapientia. No, NBS, you can never be that big. So it goes back to the people, especially the younger ones who want to become better people in terms of leadership and management. Temwina gwe musobola kanga. Temwina gwe musobola kanga. Kati nze nja kwekubawo, nja kukola posti. And those likes and comments cannot change a thing. I am telling you. It is Williams with me, Williams. It is Williams broadcast with me, Williams. So my opinion is that temwe gugunga, temwe mkumamu muliro, temwe taga kwekumamu gwakabugu. Sirowooza nti Kyagulanyi and the team are still at that level of being intimidated. So my opinion is just like that. For people like Latif, definitely, my opinions will remain. My opinion will be a big one, and is like it was a good decision. Definitely, you don't need the people who keep preempting, or keep painting or portraying some pictures of a political party in a bad way. Remember, even when this process was still on, he started questioning, punching holes in the process and the vetting committee of the National Unity Platform. I remember when the process was done and the list had been put online for people to see whether they made it or never made it. David Lewis Lubongoy was clear. It was like, whoever has questions, has any challenges, whoever wants to question the vetting committee production, there is a team that was put in place. You come to that team and people will go on social media because babagamba mulabise akapande mwakasoma bubi kali maji ne musoma maji. And to you all, the foot soldier, the frontliners, the infantry, just know that you can never at any time be bigger than an institution. And the institution we're talking about is the National Unity Platform, and the institution we are talking about is that big wave, the movement, people power. And I am talking to you in terms of leadership, management, and human resource. So for Latif Sawagala's case, for me, it was a good one. I don't think you miss anything. Remember, he also already said that he's coming independent, and those are the good results you get when you take action against such people. Already yali atanso kaba obuzigo bw'ekirogo nga the vetting process ekyagenda mu maaso ate bw'amaliriza tasobodde goberera bya kibiina akugambye yagenda ogundi independent, then you accentuate your action n'ogiteekako essira ne silwe pa, I was right. I don't think you can get more out of with all due respect from candidates like Latif Sewagala, at least according to what I've seen him say on TV, say on radio, what I've seen him do on social media, trying to dent what he calls his political party, National Platform, trying to dent it. If it is service, I remember when the NRM was going through their processes to elect their delegates, members or leaders, one was like, how come people are dying to serve? Can you kill yourself because you want to serve and people you want to serve are not willing to make you their servant? Mwagala tubuzabuza. Mwagala kakati nze ntenga kadaga bamutannonda bawele kyanje enfudde Museveni lwaki oŋŋaano okukola ki? Muŋŋansonyi omwogeza bwentyo. Lwaki muŋŋaano baweereza? Museveni lwaki muŋŋaano baweereza? Lwaki onnemesa baweereza? Ekyo kikuzzaayo ku kiri. That a game of the politics painted them. People painted political activities, political events, political EDC, a dirty game. And it is silly of us to believe in that and try working still towards the same. Politics cannot forever be a dirty game. If it is service and you're saying that you believe in what Kyagulanyi and the team are saying, and you're a Sauda Madada, you're a Latif, you're Bobi Giant. Actually, Bobi Giant, have not had anything from him, but I've had other councillors who are not given an opportunity to serve, lamenting and promising threatening to do a lot of stuff. Kakati oyo bwe mwanonzeeta sana kubanga ogamba otyo kabyogere kubanga bwe twandimwadde kadi bye tetwandibitegedde byebiri ebya Abedi Bwanika emmandwa bwe mutikka Bwanika nayogera ebintu bingi nnyo. So it is Williams Broadcast with me, Williams. Those are my opinions. Definitely we have a big story in pipeline. We were waiting for it, and people who are opinionated like me, I'll definitely, after the story breaks, Aputopu Bosi and the Mordecai Morisa, Ugandan people will come and break that story if I'm not able to make it. And definitely I'll come later on to do an opinionated episode, and like I am doing right now. But getting back to the national platform, I congratulate you, I appreciate your efforts, but the big goal of MOVE should be removing a dictator. All you do should be driving that side of removing a dictator. Remember, there are some holes punched into your movements where you kind of get complacent. Musulayo gwanagamba mugayalirira ebintu ebimu abantu batatiko bakubamu ebituli bagamba wano kati bibye minoku okuziba. Mimi asked me yesterday about where the Nyendo Mukungwe Masaka MUP and the leader of the alliance, Democratic Alliance, and the leader of the political party, Democratic Front, where is he? Actually, I saw them vetting their own candidates, also giving out cards to several of them, and that was a good one. And Mimi was like, where is Mpuga de Mapuga? I was like, he's always on BBS Telefina. He normally comes and says some political things on BBS and CBS and BS. Yeah, he's there. Definitely, it is a heavy rock for all of them to lift. Because remember when Mpuga had just never called it quits. When had just fallen off the national platform, because falling off might be pushed, you might be pushed or getting yourself off, but whichever way you want to put it, was he put off? So when he fall off the national platform, I remember statements like bano bayaga, bano tebakisobola, bano bali ebinyebwe bisike nebisekulirewo, we cannot remove a dictator nga tukole ebyo. So I was like, yes, if he has an alliance that can accommodate several political parties and later on puts up a political party information, it means now people are getting, the heavy loads are getting off their shoulders, because political parties are coming up with the people having more information and education and energy to take the dictator away. And one of them is the Democratic Front of Honorable Matthias Mpuga Nsamba, and having big people like Abedi Bwanika and Rubega Mukaku plus Mabike. If up to now they have not removed the dictator, it means definitely they cannot come back again to paint Kyagulanyi a failure regarding removing a dictator. Also, there are political parties of Common Man's Party, that is Mubaraka Munyagwa, also who are not doing enough in that direction of removing a dictator. There is the Peasants, National Peasants Party of the Salsa Bossa Nova Rumba Artisti, and there is another one, PFF, Samujungandas. You know, talking like I'm doing now is very easy. Actionating or making practice makes it harder. So that is it for me. I believe Honorable Matthias Mpuga Nsamba is there, but for me the only way I can come and be like big up, for me to give him a big ups is when he does a thing that is indeed shaking Jaja Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. For as long as he's still laid back like he is now, until but since the formation of the Democratic Front, I'm like, where are you, Honorable Mpuga? Where are you? You say these people are drunkards, these people are turned off, they are not in their normal senses, they are under influence of stuff. But again, now you have the ball in your hands. What have you so far done? Definitely, you even have a chance now to carry on with the electoral reforms. You know, I believe that if they had remained together, a lot of stuff would have been done. Yes, but again, if you feel you're no longer fitting the chair in which like I'm sitting in, and the two of you, you feel you're not comfortable there, it's better for you guys to split, and at least individually might reach at a common point later on. So we're waiting and crossing our fingers to see whether later on Kyagulanyi National Platform and Impuuga Democratic Front will meet at a point when Jaja Museveni is dropped down from the seat at Nakasero and Rachtura or Entebbe. Rachtura is his home, of course you cannot chase him away, but those, if he's dropped off the chairs at Nakasero and Entebbe, it would sound good, and that would be the best pictorial picture to take when Impuuga bikwata n'Ekyagulanyi wabula omusajja tumugjeeko is dropped off the seats. Until that happens, I'll be here and I'm like, wow. So today I congratulate whoever holds a flag as mayor, as councillor. Congratulating also those who never got chances of standing. It is just leadership. Just support these ones who got a chance. Mutambule. Ulita kuchamusa. Tomanya nti ogenda kwesubya okulya eggi lino omuwula ogusubwe enkeera. Jjukira bulijjo tugamba manya democracy n'ebirala. Bw'ota to paint a better picture regarding democracy from your own political party, and if you don't go through the right channels of putting your complaints, then tumanyira ddala otulaze nti n'ekibiina kyo kiina issues ennyingi nnyo. Latif Honorable Ssebaggala bw'oba ojja independent abaana ojja balaba kimafiya oba ojja balaba mu bulungi nga bakuwadde obululu. Abantu boogera nnyo simanyi lwaki ekintu kino bakiremerako oyo twamulaba ddaga omwawadde kaadi ate oyogerera ku social media. So nze ndowooza tugezeko as much as possible okubeera in the right direction that will make people, the public, see you are the right people to replace Jaja Museveni's regime. It is Williams Broadcast with me, Williams, for now. Before I can go online, go on Amazon, look for Behind the English is a book by Koja. Behind the English is a book worth reading. I am Williams. I'm saying bye.